How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Highrise City. Welcome back to New Belfast. Things are going pretty well at the moment. I really can't complain about the state of things in New Belfast. In the last episode, of course, we came out this way, we bought this new tile, and we covered it in farms, and that is doing a lot of work for us. We're in a situation where our fish production is amazing. That's not really anything to do with the farms, but you know, it's doing pretty well because we also expanded our fishing industry down here, which, by the way, between episodes, it turns out that somewhere along the way, one of the missions that pops up on the right side of the screen, somehow, some way, I managed to complete one of those, which unlocked the level 2 upgrade for the fishing piers or docks or whatever we're calling these things. So these guys have all got to, I've just noticed how detailed these are. There's like full-on little animations and stuff down there. That's amazing. That's actually kind of great. I also feel like that's a really steep ramp for launching those boats, but you know what? We're not going to worry too much about it. They're all level 2. Their production is fantastic. It is currently a production of 40. Our consumption is 23. Our vegetable production is 23. Our consumption is 20. Our fruit production is 28. Our consumption is 20. And the spirits production is 15, with consumption being at 10. We can also go and have a look at things like the corn situation. Production 22, consumption is 15. We are looking at production 8, consumption 8 on garden tools. So that's kind of where I want to get started, and that's going to be, thankfully, relatively easy to deal with, because all I'd really need to worry about is a garden tool manufacturer right about there, and that should sort out that particular problem. Although I would like to stay on top of the wood situation as well, which is production 21, consumption 22. So we need another small logger, which is totally fine. Not really too worried about that. We can go ahead and slap it right there for 83% coverage. I can move it this way and get higher coverage. I can keep going this way. Can I get up to 100% coverage on this thing? I have my doubts. If I put it up there, it'd be okay. I can get 82% here. I'm not super worried about getting perfect coverage on this thing. I just need more wood production, and placing that thing has taken us up to production 24. It was briefly 25 there, so that's fine. We are getting more wood than we are consuming wood. We've also somehow ran out of fish, which is really concerning. These guys, what are you complaining about? Production warehouse is full. That is definitely a concern. Definitely not thrilled about that. I almost wonder if it would be a good idea, given how many of these guys are down here, it might not be a bad idea to get another local haulage company. I know we don't necessarily need one because we have one right up here and we have one right over here. But if I just had this little guy sort of focusing solely on this little pocket of industry that we have down here, that might not be a terrible idea. It really might not be a terrible idea. And that actually seems to have solved all of the fish problems that we were having. So yeah, we'll have that little dedicated hauling thing down there. And we are going to have more factories down here because today I want to deal with the demand for clothing and for furniture and also for education, but that's going to be a little bit easier. So we'll deal with that later on. So when it comes to industries and when it comes to clothing, we're going to need a sheep farm, which is going to produce wool, which can later be processed in the textiles factory. Production and consumption increase with each additional hectare of land. So this thing's cool, I guess. It's going to produce some textiles or some wool, which can then be turned into clothing in the textiles factory. It's 6 wool, or it's, yeah, 6 wool and 1 color, which can only be obtained through trade. So long story short, this factory is going to go right about here. I think that's a decent enough place for it. We will bring, if I can, I don't know that I can. I think I'll just bring a road straight back here. Honestly, I think that's probably fair enough. Can you connect down here? No, that's unfortunate. Can I get you down here? I can totally do that. So that's fine. And then you, honestly, we'll just do that. We'll just double it up. We'll just have sort of the double road thing going on there, and that's totally fine. So this guy's going to be complaining about not having any coloring or any wool. So we have that factory. That's totally fine. If we go over this way, I need to figure out where I'm going to do a sheep farm. And I guess what I could do is sort of come down this way. Apparently both of those angles are 90 degrees. I have my doubts, but okay. We'll go down there. Can I go straight down here as well? I totally can. Can I go straight across? I totally can. So this would be my thinking. I'm also thinking that it might not be a bad idea to get rid of you and then just reconnect this at a bit of an angle so that I can maybe put my sheep farm right in this corner, which I think is covered, yeah, just about by this haulage company. So that's absolutely perfect. Let's go back into industry, back into clothing, and get myself a sheep farm, which we don't have the tools for it, and we don't have the planks for it. Oh, we do have the planks for it, actually. We just don't have the tools. We are on 14 tools. We need 15. So let's go into trade. Let's bring this up to, honestly, I'm going to say 25. I'm going to say 25 on that, which is a lot of money. We are spending crazy amounts of money on this, but I think it's going to be worth it. We'll build this guy here, which clears this out. And what does it do? Do we actually have sheep in here? It doesn't really seem like it, does it? That's unfortunate. I was hoping we'd actually get to see some sheep in here, but apparently not. Let's just bring some, pipes down this road so that they have a supply of water. We'll bring it sort of down around here as well, so that later on I don't need to worry about connecting all that together. So that should be totally fine. That should keep us covered. And we do have sheep in here. Amazing. Amazing. It also has a fence around the entire thing. That's a really cool feature, the way it just fills out a block like that. I'm a really big fan of that as a feature. It's very, very cool. But regardless, or I mean, away from that, I don't know what my segue was going to be there, but regardless, we now have some wool production, which is good. So in theory, we should end up with some clothing production sooner or later, which should then lead to these guys having that particular demand satisfied. So that's a start. I have my doubts that it's going to be sorted immediately. Our production, however, is apparently 4 and consumption is 1, so that's not so bad. Production on wool is 8, consumption is 6. So again, honestly, that's pretty good. We might actually end up with a surplus, which would be great. The only problem is we happen to need some color. So if we go into trade, I'm going to bring this down to 20 because I think that's probably a more reasonable number. And I'm going to buy some color. And I'm going to buy 5 of that. In fact, I'm going to buy 10 of that because it's only $400. What do we have a lot of excess of? We have a little bit of excess spirits. How much can I sell those for? 300? So my excess is 5. If I sell 4 of you, that seems pretty good. We have a decent excess of fruit. I have my doubts that it's worth much, though. It's not really. Vegetables. We have a lot of excess fish as well. Are they worth anything? Not really. Okay. I'm sort of willing to let this be how we do things. I'm hoping that we do, in fact, have a small supply of color right here. We are, therefore, hopefully, going to see a little bit of clothing production, and we are seeing some clothing production. So with that now happening, we should start to see these guys be a little bit happier once clothing starts to get over to them, which is absolutely fantastic, and that is absolutely what we're looking for. So with that now done, I would like to look at furniture. So furniture factories, we have the large furniture factory. This one's very simple. This is just wood into a factory and out comes furniture. We just need to, I would imagine, look at using maybe a different forest. I don't know. We could probably get away with using this same one. What if I was to go up here and build myself a road that goes like this and a road that sort of goes down to here and just surrounds that space? That probably has impacted the production down here a little bit, but I'd like to think that what I can do is get myself another small logger. I mean, 93% is not bad here, so I'm kind of okay with that. The furniture factory itself, actually, the furniture factory itself should be down here. By all accounts, it should be down here. It is a factory. It is something that I think should be down at the water. So it's going to live there. I don't think we're going to need 2 of them. I really don't think we're going to need 2 of them. So I'm just going to keep 1 for now. And then up this way, we're just going to do another logger or 2. We'll do 1 there. We'll do 1 there. And I could do 1 in the middle as well. I don't think I need to. That should be fine. If we look at wood production, it is 32. Consumption is 31. So we are just okay, which I'm fine with. We need 40 more offices, and we apparently don't have enough electricity anymore either. There's a lot going on, but yeah, we do need more electricity now. Okay, are we doing okay on water? No, we're not. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go into electricity. This will be the last time I think that we get ourselves a medium windmill because it's starting to get a little bit silly, but that should keep us good for now. We'll go to water, get ourselves another small water tower. That'll be probably the last that we put down in this area because we probably want a dedicated space for it. But that should keep us all right. Everyone now has water. Everyone now has power. We just have some complaints about not enough offices. So what I would like to do is experiment. I would like to get some of these new offices in here, which might be a bad idea, but I'm going to give it a shot. So let's slow the game down a little bit and see how this goes. Let's do this, and let's speed things up and see what they look like. I don't know if they're actually going to build. Oh, they are going to build. What do they look like? They are a little bit taller than some of the rest of my buildings. They look great though. Oh, they look really good. That's some really, really cool looking buildings. What do they need? They need parking and they need a canteen. Oh, okay. I was sort of expecting that. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of expecting they would need some different things. I'm okay with that. It is by no means the end of the world. Let me change this out to be a square and let me make this a little bit bigger so that I can hopefully get that entire corner with a single brush. We might need more resources though. So you know what? We'll let that all build up. And instead, what I'd like to do is remind myself where exactly I have to go to get my parking infrastructure. Because for the life of me, I think it's in here. There's what we're looking for. So a small car park here isn't really going to give them the coverage that they want. How big is the canteen? It's actually quite small, which is good news. In fact, it's perfectly sized. It's the perfect size. I'm going to do a parking lot there, and I'm going to do a parking lot there, and I'm going to extend these roads out a little bit, out to there and down to there. We're going to do the same thing on this side, out to here, and maybe a little bit further, actually, maybe down to here instead. Slightly larger block on this one. This guy could probably still come through. It's going to mess with my layout a little bit, but you know what? We'll allow it. That's totally fine. The reason I wanted to do this was because it turns out if we go back and look at our office supply, the canteen fits perfectly right here, which is kind of amazing. The only thing with the canteen is it needs, I don't know what it needs, ready meals. So we need ready meals. Ready meal production, is it an industry thing? So food, ready meal producer is going to consume flour, vegetables, and fish. How do we get flour is the question. I genuinely don't know. It seems like such a silly question, but I genuinely don't know. You know what? We'll not worry too much about it. Let me get my extra little bit of zoning in here. I think that would be a pretty good idea. So we'll fill out that space, and we'll fill out this little corner as well, just to get this all together. I want to fill this entire thing with these offices. We do have a milestone, by the way. This right here is our current milestone. We need to get more employees, group 2. So we need more of these buildings. We're absolutely going to do that. I want to get these offices first. And I'm also thinking, you know what? Let's continue a road straight through there. Let's continue a road straight through there. And that'll give us like a little space sort of at the end here for a bunch of offices with the parking right there. That seems like it's a good idea. I also probably need to look at education to keep these guys happy, but we'll figure that out as well. In fact, let's figure it out right now since we're here. So an elementary school provides, I think, 50 education. We have the materials to make this, and it has a pretty good radius too. So I'll tell you what, let's build it. let's build it right there. Let me rotate it around a little bit so that it is, I want to say something like that. We'll have the buildings sort of on the corner. That seems like it would make sense to me. Yeah, we have a bus stop right here. We have what I'm assuming is like a little gym. We have the soccer pitch out back. That's pretty good. That's actually a really cool looking building. It reminds me of the, what pack was it? Was it Plazas and Promenades, whatever, from City Skylines 1 that had the wall-to-wall, the super colorful wall-to-wall buildings? This reminds me of the wall-to-wall elementary or high school or whatever it was. It's very, very similar looking, and I like it. There's a formation of birds flying over. Okay, well, fair enough. Are you guys happier now? 100%. That is beautiful. They're not even maxed out. They don't even have spices, but they have clothes. They have furniture. We're not making money though, which is deeply concerning. That's actually got me a little bit worried. Let me crank this to 13% and 13%. I don't know that that's going to make me much more money. My food situation's not particularly great either. What if I go to trade and say that I want a few less of these? What if I only want 15 of those? And so let's see if that can make me some money. And I guess we should probably start doing something about the demand for the level 2 employees. We have got the materials, so let's build a bunch of them there. And that will hopefully get us very close to a point where we have this milestone done. And there we go. That was actually so much easier than I thought it was going to be. Okay. I don't know where my mouse, oh, there's my mouse. Okay. That's good. All right. So we have the garbage power plant. We got the city garbage collection. We got a church, a wheat farm. Oh, yes. We got the mills. We can do flour. We got the bakery. I don't know what a planning office is. We got a small local warehouse, large warehouse, 8-lane roads, 6-lane one-way roads, metro stations and tracks. Oh, we're getting into that public transport now. Okay. Very, very excited about that. I'd like to look at my, oh, what is this? Iron, really? Oh boy. And coal as well. Okay. This is, oh, it's a charcoal kiln. That's actually pretty good. That's potentially going to be huge for us. Okay. I will keep all of this in mind. It's not necessarily what I'm looking for though. I would like to look into, I don't remember what I want to look into. You, and then was it, what am I looking for? I think it was the ready meal producer. No, I'm looking at my, I wanted more farms, right? No, I didn't want tools. Oh God. Wait, I can make tools with iron. Oh, I wouldn't have to import them anymore. Oh, suddenly I'm very interested in doing that. Oh, we have a letter. Your planning and foresight are impressive. Your progress has been rewarded with the research center, perhaps our most powerful tool. The ongoing global crises mean we have the best scientists and engineers at our disposal. Look at the research themes and choose the best fit for your city. Failure is not an option. Okay, well, that's good to know. It also looks like I can pin another resource to the top of the screen here, which I am very tempted to do. I just don't know which one. I mean, we have spirits up here. They're still doing okay. Garden tools are doing fine as well, I guess. I don't know. I don't know which one of these I really care about, to be completely honest with you. I don't think it matters too much. I am curious about research though. So if we build a research center, we can unlock research. I'm assuming improvement buildings, kindergarten. Okay, it needs a bunch of tools to make that though, which is something I suppose. What is this? Warehouse. Medium warehouse, increase the city's storage capacity. Interesting, just $20,000 to increase my storage capacity. That's what I've been looking for this entire time. I'm glad that we have that. The research center, this is what I'm looking for. So this guy, I want to say this is important. I want to say this is a building that we should absolutely have. I might put it over here just so it is sort of influencing a bunch of these guys, but I kind of like the idea of it living like right here. I don't want the, Actually, I do want the circular building in the corner. I think that's going to look kind of cool. So that, I guess, is going to let me start, I don't know, researching different projects, I would imagine. It's a research center, right? So if we look at research, I can collect, I can collect points for doing things. Okay, so if I collect all of these, producing and buying things, that's kind of great. What does this now let me do? Zone costs. Uses modern designs which require significantly less resources. That's amazing. Solar energy efficiency, social justice. Okay. That's kind of cool. So this is just, I start down here, I guess? And we have different trees that we can go through as well? No. That's so cool. So we can upgrade the traffic lights. We can improve the productivity of all my farms. Teach more citizens how to fish. Amazing. Logger range is improved. Effective mines. And then I need 10 researches in each of 2 research trees. Okay. Okay. I want to say better construction. It seems like a great idea. That seems like something we want to do. And then if I unlocked anything else down here, I have my doubts. Okay. Extend city boundary. A total of 1 additional city area can be bought. I don't know that I need that right now. I just don't. I don't know that I do. This will further, I would assume, reduce zone costs. That's fine. Of all walks, so help reduce societal inequalities in your population. Resident satisfaction is increased by 2%. I don't really care about that. They're relatively satisfied right now. Traffic flow is fine. My farms are kind of doing fine as well. I don't need more fishing. I guess we'll improve the loggers. That seems like a decent enough idea. Storage capacity of industrial buildings increased by 40%. Storage capacity of industrial buildings increased by 80%. Oh, that's the 2 levels of it. Okay. I'm okay with increasing it by 40% to start with. In fact, I might go so far as increasing it by that 80% just because we do regularly have that problem. I don't know that we urgently need to, but that's fine. Okay. I'm not too concerned about spending all my research points right now. I think that's okay. I think we're in a decent enough spot that I don't need to do that. Why are my vegetables having a problem here? Production is fine. Consumption is fine. Spirits are fine. Okay. Not super worried about that. The mayoral residence. Ooh. Okay. I don't know where I'd put this right now. I think I'd want to make a nice area for it, so I'm not going to. A bank allows me to get loans. That seems dangerous. that seems very dangerous. I don't know that I want a bank right now. I actually also have no idea where I can get because we just unlocked a bunch of stuff for that last milestone, right? So we're a big village. Or wait, no, is this the next one? Is this my current target? Am I a village or what am I? Oh wait, no, this is what I get next. What did I just unlock? Oh, I'm an idiot. I thought I unlocked all that other stuff, so I can't do the wheat farm yet. Okay, that's okay. So the kindergarten is a facility that improves care and early education for young children while the parents are at work and increases the productivity of surrounding buildings. That's pretty cool. So the iron mine and the tool rot is what we're looking for. Unfortunately, I had a little bit of a look and I don't think we have any iron in our current region. We do all the way out there, all the way over there, and all the way down there. We have a lot of it, which actually probably should be a dedicated iron mine space. So we might need to import our iron ore. If we go and have a look at trade and what have I got a lot of excess of? What else can I sell, man? I really need to sell something. How are we doing in terms of clothes? We're actually doing really well in terms of clothes. How much are they worth? 740? Ooh, absolutely. We're going to have to increase clothes production. That's what we're going to have to do here. Let me pin clothes up there. It seems like a good idea. And to buy iron ore is 900. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that at all. Not a big fan. Not a big fan in the slightest. That is A little bit rough. Okay. What do we need to do then? We are gonna need to, are we doing okay with furniture? How is furniture going? Furniture is production 4, consumption 2. That is fine. What do we need to level up again? We need more employees. Okay. In that case, let me just get an employee zone and let me just slap it right about here for now. We'll get a couple more employees into that space and see how that goes. We'll hopefully continue to deal with everything. I'm really concerned about the spirits though. I think what is holding this back? Are we doing okay with corn? Yeah, corn is fine. It might just be transport. And I guess that's something we can improve as well, because we did get the regional haulage company, and I did read this, and it's interesting. The local haulage company has one truck that can transport 10 units. This has one truck that can transport 25. So I'm inclined to say that we get one of these guys. I'm inclined to say that we go and we get rid of you, and I replace it with the big guy. That seems to me like it would sort of make sense. So we'll get that built. We'll see how this goes. We'll see if this ends up being the right idea. It's definitely a cool looking building. Oh yeah, that thing's gotta be better, right? Gotta be. The reach is pretty solid on it as well. I might just extend that a little bit further. I was gonna keep this as, well, maybe I don't want to. Do I want to overdo this? I probably don't want to overdo this because, again, we're gonna have a lot of factories down here, right down by the water. So I think I'll keep this thing maybe that range right there, so it can deal with all the stuff in and around here. Might not be a terrible idea to swap out this local haulage company for a larger one up this way as well, just to, you know, deal with all of these farms. That seems like it would kind of make sense. So about that size, right about there, seems like a pretty good shout. And I don't think we need to swap out too many more of those. I think we'll be totally fine. The spirits situation, I really do need to figure that out. And the clothing situation, I think that's something, let's see. So in terms of textiles, I almost wonder if, wait a minute, we can make elegant clothes? Interesting. I like that I can switch that out. That's pretty cool. That is actually pretty cool. What are you doing? So you are, oh, is that the public transport connection that we're looking at right there? Okay. I think what I might do is get myself another one of these textile factories and just see if we can maybe, I don't know, put it to some good use. Hopefully that's going to make us a bunch more clothes. And hopefully that means, I mean, production is now 8. So in theory, I could take this and crank it to 6 and hopefully continue to make money that way. That's the goal anyway. That is definitely the hope. And then over this way, we just need to keep expanding this space. So let me get more employees and let me build out this space. And again, hopefully they're going to do all right. I mean, looking at them, spices are still something they're really wanting, but they are 100% happy, which is great. I really can't complain too much about them being 100% happy. That's what we're looking for. We do have some demand for offices creeping in though. So maybe it's time to start filling in this space a little bit just to surround that area. Ooh, population level 1. Reach a population of 10,000. We got more research points for that. We can collect 20 of them right there, which I'm absolutely here for. And you know what? I'm going to grab this extend city boundary thing because it might let me get one for free, which would be amazing. Garbage zone capacity, I don't care much for. Zone construction costs reduced by 20%. You know what? I will actually take that. That does seem like it would be kind of good for us. I don't really care for satisfaction. Not worried about it. Traffic lights, what can this lead to? Each hauler has 5 extra trucks. That seems huge. Build your roads the new mixture that is less susceptible to weather damage. That will reduce road maintenance, I would assume. Trade capacity is increased by 40%. Improved navigation for your buses and subways, so vehicles in the same route can make it to more stops. That also seems really cool. So a lot of these are actually really good, even if the intelligent traffic lights aren't all that important. So I think we'll get the traffic lights, and then we will say that each hauler is going to have 5 extra trucks, because that seems like it'll help us out quite nicely. I'm going to have my farms be more productive as well. That does seem like kind of a useful idea. And farming larger areas, I am not really too concerned about that right now. I think we'll hold off on doing anything too crazy right now, but that seems like a pretty good setup. The clothes situation, production again is 8, consumption is 3. Let me have a look and see what we're doing. So wool, consumption is 12, production 9. We need another sheep farm. So my question is, could I be cheeky and build it down here at a bit of an angle? Can I go like this? And then from you, I want to go to, I guess just the curved tool would probably make the most sense. And we'll do something like that. I want this to run in a nice little straight line to about there. And then if I get the curve tool, bring it to here and just connect it over. That actually doesn't look so bad. And then I'm wondering, can I go in here and get myself a sheep farm? I totally can. And then looking at our wool situation, it is production 16, consumption 12. That is perfect. That is what we're looking for. That should keep us pretty good. I could also probably connect these 2 roads together. That's probably not a terrible idea. So let's bring you out about a whole block there, bring you out to about there. How are these going to connect together though? That's the real question. If I get the curve tool, I can sort of go like this, I suppose. I don't want it to line up perfectly. So about there. And then, oh man, this might be a little janky, but we'll see what we can do. Let's bring this over to about this spot, connect it there. Does that look okay? It looks about as good as it's going to be, I think. I could have probably just ran this in a straight line and curved it in though. That would have looked better, wouldn't it? You know what? That's exactly what we're going to do. Annoyingly, I have to put a cut right there though. So chop this out. Let me see what we can do here. So that actually runs really nicely through there, but I think what we'll do is get the curve tool. We'll bring it to about here. And we're just going to go like this. Does that work? That kind of works. That definitely looks better. Yeah, that definitely looks so much better. Okay, I'm happy about that. Okay, so with that done, we are making some decent money. The population is growing. The spirit situation is still concerning. I'm going to be honest. It really doesn't seem like it's growing. Our consumption is 12. Our production is 15. So by all means, it should be better, but it just sort of isn't. So we'll maybe want to look into that a little bit and try and figure that out. But I'm not going to do that right now because what I'd like to do is continue to deal with some of the demand that's been creeping in. So we're going to get an office complex here and let that build out because we do have that office demand. I'm also thinking that we really do and probably should, given that we can kind of afford it, get a medium warehouse. This seems like something we desperately need. So I'm going to put it right here. I could put a couple of these in here to really nicely increase our storage, but this should mean, and it does mean, that we can start storing more things at once. And I'm kind of here for that. I'm really kind of here for that. Also, we have research missions now. Furniture. We have, you know what? I'm really not, it's fine. It's whatever. Give me another medium warehouse. I want another one of these guys. I probably shouldn't build a whole bunch of them, but I'm going to build 2 of them because I really, really want that extra storage. I really want to be able to have just a bunch of buildings and build whatever I want, whenever I want, without having to worry about, you know, not having the resources. So we'll fill in those spaces. That'll be pretty good for us. That should deal with all of that office demand, and it looks pretty good too. It really does. I love it. I love the way density works in this. I don't love these 2 buildings right next to each other, I'm going to be honest, but we have a bunch. Like, these are all the same building as well. That's less of a problem. This one's just like really unique. In fact, this one looks like that one, was that base game? City Skylines 1, there was a multi-story parking lot. I can't remember if it was in the base game or if it was one of like the first really nicely modded multi-story parking lots, but it had like the The one end was like squared off. The other end was rounded because that's where the ramps were that you would drive up. It was pretty cool looking, but that reminds me a lot of that. All right, so let's see if we can go in here and start filling out this entire space. And it looks like we absolutely can fill out that entire space. So that should deal with the demand that we have for residential space. And it does give us that next milestone, which is amazing because it gives me the wheat farm, the mill, and the bakery. It gives us the planning office, which increases the productivity of all industrial buildings within range. At least 50% of industrial buildings must be within range of the building for the bonus to be effective. Carry out research so you can build multiple copies of the same building to increase productivity. Can be built in a farming zone. Amazing. A city garbage collector is covering a larger area. A church is a larger congregation, which makes sense. And we got the metro station, we got all this. That's kind of good. That's kind of what we're looking for. 6,000 people in group 2. We get the engineer zone and the office zone complex level 3. We get the shopping mall, medium police department and fire department, hop farm, brewery. We get a lot of cool stuff. Large city hall, courthouse. Amazing. Offshore wind turbines as well. Actually very, very keen for those. Those will be amazing. We get larger parking lots as well. Okay. We are having some power problems, which is slightly concerning. Do we have anything interesting I can do about that? We have the small solar plant, which is, well, that's apparently the small one. I don't know where I'd necessarily put that. I think at this point, I mean, I would need to have coal, right? Is that would be a thing. The gas plant is, air pollution is high. I don't know that I do need coal for this. I really don't. I could just sort of place it. It's gonna pollute like crazy, but I think it's kind of what we do. I think I'm gonna get rid of these guys, and I think I'm gonna put a gas power plant up here because I want to say that kind of makes sense in a way because it should deal. I mean, all of my electricity problems should now go away, right? My production is 201,000. My consumption is 43,000. We're doing just fine. This guy is presumably a little bit expensive, but that's all right. We're doing okay. The water situation is a bit of a different beastie, but we do now have a big water tower and a water pump. This will pump more water into the water network than water towers, supplies 60,000 water into the network, but can only be placed near the water. So what I'm gonna do, I want to put it down here. That seems like a cool place for it. I don't know if it's just me, but that does seem like kind of a cool place for it. Like here, right? Just put it right there. And can I bring some roads around this? Is it gonna let me do that? So I could bring a road from here to there. Can I do the same on this side? Is that too close together? It might be. Okay, well in that case, we'll just do, I can't do that either. That's really unfortunate. That would have been kind of cool if I could do that. Oh well. That sucks. It would have been really cool if I could do that. Oh man. I was really looking forward to having like a weird road layout there. I think just because it makes sense, I will have this thing out here, even if the road hasn't turned out exactly how I wanted it to. It just seems like it makes sense. We have so much excess electricity and water now that we really shouldn't have to worry about those for a little while, which is absolutely fantastic. All of these guys are relatively happy. They do now want bakery products, which is something we're going to have to contend with and figure out. These offices still happen to want a canteen, but that's actually good because if we go back in here, the canteen needs ready meals. Ready meals need flour, vegetables, and fish. We have plenty of vegetables. We have plenty of fish. We don't have flour. But as we saw, if we go into industry and into food, I believe we can now get ourselves a wheat farm, a mill to turn it into flour, and then a bakery to turn it into bread. So we are going to need a few wheat farms. So what I'd like to know is, can I purchase an area for less than 500,000? No. Okay, I'm starting to think that the research point that I spent to get new areas might have just allowed me to get more regions. It doesn't just give me a region, which that makes sense. That kind of checks out. That's definitely makes sense. Okay. I think in that case, what we're gonna need to do is accept the fact that I'm gonna have to do some sort of weird layouts here. I don't love the fact that I'm gonna have to do this, but we are going to have to do some sort of weird little layout thing here just to get this all together and to get the wheat farms that we're going to be needing. So that needs to exist. That's going to be a farm. That's going to be a farm. In fact, what I'm going to do, we're not going to do all of this today because we're about to wrap things up, but what we will do is I need iron. Oh no. Oh no. Oh man. Okay. How much was it to import the raw ore? It was 900. How much was it to import you? 50. Oh, no. I don't think so. We'll do 5 of you. That'll be fine. That'll be 4,500. That's a lot of money, but that'll be fine. We can make that work. We are going to need to do a lot of things to make a lot of money, but we can get ourselves an iron smelter. It is, oh my God, it's also going to need a charcoal kiln. Ooh. Okay, that's fine. This thing, I presume, pollutes like crazy. Yeah, it does. This is going to need to go like right down here, or here actually would be kind of a cool spot. Wait, is it a good idea to put this next to the water? That doesn't seem like a good idea, but I'm going to do it because the game hasn't told me not to. I mean, common sense would dictate that I probably shouldn't do this. So maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe that is a bad idea. I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah, we're gonna put a small iron smelter right there. A charcoal kiln is going to live up this way and pollute like crazy. And how are we doing on wood production right now? Is it going okay? Consumption, production are both 37. So in that case, let me go and get myself a small logger. 100% coverage there, 100% coverage there. That should keep us good. So looking at it now, production 42, consumption 37. That is fine. Oh boy. Okay. You don't have power. I'm not super worried about that right now. Because, well, actually, no, I am slightly worried about that because you are going to be up and running. Wait, is it you that doesn't have power? It is. Oh, I don't want to have to build a little substation down here, but I think I'm going to have no choice. So a little electrical substation can go right there. We can build ourselves a pylon that comes down like this. Kind of hideous looking, but it's a big old factory, so kind of checks out. Okay. So that should give us iron production is what I'm figuring out here. We should, and we do. So we do have iron in here. The coal should get produced at some point from you. And that should end up in this factory, which should lead to some iron production. There we go. So we are now producing iron. I can't believe I need iron for these farms. That's kind of wild. That is a bit of a change, but I mean, there it is. I think what I'll do, given that our fish production is kind of crazy, I'm going to take the fish out of here for now, if that's a thing that it's going to let me do. Yeah, so fish is going to come out of there. Iron is kind of the big one. So I kind of need iron to be up there so I can stay on top of it, because theoretically this should have no problem making it. It just needs to be moved into storage, which might be your job. Yeah, so it will likely be your job, which is totally fine. So yeah, this thing's up and running, which is good. I'm not making money, which is bad, but it should mean that once we get some iron into storage, I can make a wheat farm. I can hopefully make a couple of wheat farms, and then I need more iron to make a mill. I'm gonna need so much iron. I'm not looking forward to this. This is going to be a nightmare. But you know what? That's fine. Let's get ourselves a wheat farm. We don't have the required resources. Wait, I need 19 iron because oh my God, hold on a minute. The amount of resources needed goes up based on the size of the plots. I didn't think about that. I did not think about that. Oh man, that's really unfortunate. I've also just realized I have iron on this list twice. I really wasn't paying attention. What else do I need to look at in here? What else is vitally important that I stay on top of it? I mean, we have the spirits situation is really not doing so good. Iron does not need to be in there twice, so I'd like very much to get rid of that. Can I replace it with fish? I absolutely can. We'll keep the fish up there because they've been with us for a while. We've got 20 iron now though, so that should mean I can do this in theory. Do I not have the money for this? What is going on? Why can't I build you? Is that other plot might have been too big? Can I build it there? No. What do you need? What is this complaining about? Lack of construct. I don't have 36 tools. Oh man. Oh, I didn't think about that at all. What do I need for tools production? Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy, old pal. What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. This is gonna go right here. We're gonna do the tools factory thing right about there. Does it need rotated to look interesting at all? I don't know that it does. It's gonna go right there. So that's gonna let me make tools, which is good. That's gonna help me out and mean that I don't need to necessarily import those anymore. In fact, one could argue that I don't need to import tools anymore because technically I'm now making them. I'm importing iron. So I would argue that I can bring my iron import up a little bit. That seems like a good idea. That seems like something I want to do. So now that I'm making my own tools, I'm hoping for good things. I'm hoping for the best with this. I'm not really too sure what's going to happen, but I'm definitely hoping for the best. I think this little industrial hub down here was definitely the right call. I think that's working out. I just hope I can get some wheat, man. I didn't realize it would be this much work to get a bakery, but apparently it's a lot of work to get a bakery. Also deeply concerned about, like I said, the fact that the spirits here are giving us problems, and so is the clothing. But you know what? I'm sure it'll be fine, is what I'm sure it'll be. It'll be totally fine. Either way, I'm going to leave it there for this episode. I think we've made interesting amounts of progress here. I'm not sure it's good progress. I'm not sure it's the progress that I want to make because it feels like I take one step forward and a couple of steps back, which might be the nature of this game. That's honestly okay. We actually have got 29 tools now, which I feel pretty good about. So here's hoping that we can figure this all out. Looking at it, I need 36 for that. I need 56 tools. Oh God. Oh, that's painful. That's so much. That is so much. But you know what? This will be a really interesting set of city blocks one day. That's what I'm looking forward to. Somewhere way down the line. This won't be farms. This will all be part of a really dense city. I also need to start making money because we're really not doing well on that front either. But you know what? That is going to do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.